Mm. The morning after the night before, or the afternoon after the night before. People deluded, I'm back again. Appreciate you lot tuned in. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Roms will be here at 2 p.m. Until then, you're stuck with my ugly face. I'm lying. But what you lot saying, man, it does feel like a defeat. You know, rivals treat Arsenal drawing like a defeat. Certain man ain't won in 2026. Certain man went downhill the last time they mocked Arsenal. Fair enough. We're still unbeaten. We're still 6 points clear. Still unbeaten at the Emirates. We did shoot ourselves in the foot yesterday. Or it's a weird one because I don't want to keep saying the same things, but I think no two games are similar, people. But it did kind of copy the Liverpool game at Anfield in that, give or take, one team, either team, you know, is better in the first or the second half. It's a chess match. Maybe a bit of individual quality makes the difference where there was none on show. I think at best, Frimpong looked the more liveliest of the Liverpool players, couldn't sort his end product out. Apart from that, Conor Bradley, get well soon, hitting the crossbar. Obviously, Saka had an opportunity in the first half. Trossard as well. Magalhaes could have stole it at the death. I don't think we put our best foot forward. We did. I don't subscribe to the rhetoric of we look nervous and tension and all of that. I just don't think we were good enough. As simple Liverpool as well. Obviously, Liverpool are missing a couple of players. They did set up to draw. I don't even think that's a bad thing. It's a long season. You have to box smartly. If the shoe was on the other foot and Liverpool were in blisteringly good form, we would do the same. In fact, how Liverpool approached this game at the Emirates is kind of how we did it at Anfield. We paid them their respects where due. Arne Slot parked the bus. Arne Slot did the deep block. Arne Slot did it Arteta on Arteta. Now, credit to Arne Slot and their players. They did what they needed to do. But that's our kryptonite, innit? We've not found a way to move the ball quicker, break down low blocks, all of that. Again, there's question marks over Gyökeres, but I don't subscribe to this rhetoric of it's all Gyökeres. Martinelli's public enemy number one. You know, it is what it is. It's a twofold. Gyökeres' confidence is on the floor. His anticipation and primary instinct as a striker is not that of an Arsenal striker. That being said, I think it's a cop-out because we knew in the summer it is not as white and black as you just slap a striker in and we're clicking. There's something for Mikel Arteta to address in that regard. Going back to Arne Slot, is it any coincidence they've nullified the midfield in that they've marked us out the game? Look at what they did with Szoboszlai, Gravenberch. What's the other one? McAllister. Look at what they did with Gakpo and Frimpong out of possession. All our midfield was poor anyways. Rice can't get on the ball. Odegaard's going deep. And Zubamendi's out of sorts. The whole midfield's nullified. Why do you think you see Gabriel Magalhaes, Saliba, and Timber in particular on the ball a lot more than they should be? We played into their hands in that regards, man. First half, I think we was all right. I think they played us a lot of respect. Second half, terrible, if I'm honest. By our own standards, second half is terrible. It's not the best result. It does feel like a missed opportunity because we could have been 8 points clear. Whether it's 6, 8, 9 points, you can't take two. Obviously, you want to win as many games and you hope the rivals lose, but you can't take too much stock in that. I don't want anyone that wants to feel sorry for themselves, get out of it. I know a lot of football fans, you know, when the team's doing bad, I understand being negative. When we're positive, excitement. I'm not saying you're wrong for suggesting we should have won. I think we could have done a lot better in hindsight, but we're not going to win every game. We're not going to win every game. And you look at this run of fixtures, this is the first draw we've had in a minute. And it's not me looking for positives where there's none, because again, the result pisses me off. The performance, and anyone that's seen my fan reactions and stuff knows how pissed off I am with that performance isolated to that 90 minutes yesterday. It could be better. It sure as hell could be a lot worse. It's disappointing because we're not going to be at the Emirates for a hot minute now. So we're going to have to sit down with that. All we can do is move forward. It's now time to focus on Portsmouth. It's now time to focus on Chelsea midweek. And if you feel sorry for yourself, make no mistake. Anyone thinks that Nottingham Forest next Saturday is going to be a walk in the park, you need to get your head sorted out, man. But honestly, I'm tired of Kai Havertz. You need to get fit. I said it before the game. Konate and Van Dijk, yeah, they would. It sounds mad. They would rather play against Gyokeres than a Merino or a Kai Havertz. Traditional striker is food and drink. I think we was better off with Merino going up front. If it don't work, change things. You're better off bringing on Gabriel Jesus or Gyökeres against tired legs when the game kind of opens up. It was a stalemate, you know. No chance really were made. You know, the XG statistics point to that. You know, Liverpool failed to have a shot on target, really and truly. It was a dull affair. And, you know, I feel sorry for the Liverpool and Arsenal fans because that's probably two of the most expensive games in the Premier League. Got no value for money in it. If you can't win, don't lose. It does feel like 2 points dropped, but it's not. All we can do is move forward, man. All we can do is move forward. And this is just me saying this. I've not really been happy with our performances against the top six. But that being said, everyone that talks about Arsenal drawing, this is by the media rhetoric. This ain't me saying this. Chelsea are champions of the world. They were proclaiming that when they won the Club World Cup. We drew against them. Again, I'm not happy with the performance. Liverpool are the title holders. Shabozlai said it before the game. We drew against them. We lost against an informed Aston Villa. We lost against we drew against a very good Sunderland side. We drew against City. We're not losing to no dibby teams or drawing to no idiot teams. We can do a lot better. We need to do a lot better. My starting back five did amazing. Miles Lewis-Skelly needs to shake that ring rust off and learn quickly. Owing to Hincapie and Calafiori's potential injury, life is going to come very fast at Miles Lewis-Skelly because I back him all the way, but you're going to have to play a lot of games. And you probably are going to, the way it's moving, you probably are going to see Timber have to go left back and Benjamin White being brought in. This is why you need a squad. Honestly, people, I've said the same things time and time again. Big up to you lot who have watched the video that I posted today and all the fan reactions. I've said everything essentially, people. If I'm honest with you, I've genuinely gone over everything. It's all boring now at this point in time, man. So yeah, man, when Roms is here, we'll go over a lot of things. I'm not into all this feeling sorry for ourselves. We didn't lose. A point is better than no point. True. But I just feel we shot ourselves in the foot. Like this comment here, man. We shot ourselves in the foot last game, but we move on to the next game. I just want to forget that second half. Doesn't feel like a defeat to me. It's indifferent. Because again, I keep saying it. It's the performance that pisses me off. It's genuinely the performance. Of course, I want to win every game. It's the performance. It's what I saw. Mainly that second half. I don't know what was said at halftime. I don't know what the gaffer was doing at halftime. I personally think between Gyokeres and Jesus, neither are the mustard. Trossard, we're not going to do that. He had his first poor game in a minute. Rice the same. It was terrible, really. It was terrible, man. I think we're lucky we robbed the point. How are we lucky? Because really and truly, what chances did Liverpool have? How? Because if we nicked it at the end, Liverpool are lucky Gabriel Magalhaes, by that logic, Gabriel Magalhaes, a potent guy from set pieces, couldn't bag. Saka took one touch too many. Trossard couldn't find a teammate. Gyokeres can't get into the box. I make you right, because I did think Liverpool were more likely to score in that second half with Frimpong, but I'm not subscribing to this logic that we were under mad pressure and Liverpool would have. Both teams could have done better in either half. Both teams were lacking in the final third. Both teams were giving the ball away at individual moments. Because for everything, look, I'm not an XG person, but the shots on target, the XG, nothing. Liverpool offered nothing, and neither did Arsenal. At what point in that game did you go, fucking hell, what a save, Alisson? Fucking hell, what a save, Raya? You never done that. So it was tired, man. Disappointed, feels like a defeat. Noni and Eze need more minutes because when push comes to shove and we need them, they ain't going to be up to task. You could throw Miles Lewis-Skelly into that. To be fair, when players are not fresh, you can't expect fireworks. Big up DG, still massively pissed off with the performance, but we move. We have to make sure that the opportunity to extend doesn't cost us. So next win again is a must. I mean, even if we had 8 points, that can change very quickly. I genuinely think whether it's 6 or 8 points, that would have got cut by City. Remember a few weeks ago, there were 2 points behind us. It's going to fluctuate. I don't want to take too much stock in the league table and all of that stuff now. Granted, when you're in March, April, that's when I can take that kind of stuff seriously. Of course, we want to win every game. It is a missed opportunity to win a big game, to continue our good form, to get 3 points. All we can do is move, man. All we can do is move. I don't think even Arteta can explain what actually happened in the second half. It's seriously not the time to be making a draw out to be a loss. That's just self-limiting. Don't get me wrong. You want to win trophies if you're doing that. Everyone was poor. I'm still with Gyokeres, but the guy's confidence is on the floor. He's not even doing the basics that a professional should be able to. First touch passing. In my opinion, I actually noticed that some players were reluctant to pass to him when he dropped, and he's not able to hold it up like we need him to. Then listen, I'll give Gyokeres plays for Arsenal who have all the support, but we don't have time. On one hand, give the man time, feel sorry for him, try and get him in the best moment. On the other hand, life is moving fast. Demot, put my man on the bench. Kai, when you're fit, Marino, let's run that. I don't necessarily believe in any of the 4 available options we have up front, but we're going to have to make it happen, man. DG, you're still angry 24 hours later. 6 points gap in January. Just okay. Please be realistic. Eugene, respectfully, you cannot tell me anything about football. You cannot tell me anything about how I feel. You are not listening because what did I say? Performance, 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 performance. The very fact that you're telling me about 6 points shows you're not listening. With the greatest of respect, you're not listening. Big up Romario. Where the hell is this guy, man? It's not even a loss, bro. Winners don't want to make draw outs to be a loss. I mean, you know how the media is. You know how the media is. And there's hella fickle fans, man. Miles Lewis-Skelly shouldn't be playing left back. He'll cost us games. Well, he's going to have to, because then what else are we going to do? Word City might even go in front at one point. But keep your heads. I can't expect many Arsenal fans to not keep their heads because they crashed out when we played in Singapore in the North London derby. Start of the season, Arteta's got the handbrake up. We can't win anything. Liverpool are this, City are that. We then had that moment where we was running with it. People were saying, some Arsenal fans, but people were saying it's inevitable. Swings and roundabouts, man. Like a week is a long time in football. A week from now, it could look very different. But it is what it is, man. Get your thoughts in. Hey, Romario's here, man. What you saying, my guy?
Yes, DG. What are you saying? You good?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Obviously, we drew. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Get your questions in, folks. First things first, I'm going to just ask you off the bat. How do you feel about the game? Is it a point gained or 2 points dropped?
Look, you can look at it both ways, DG, and that's not me sitting on the fence. That's me trying to be logical and not panic. Because if I said to you, would you take a 6-point lead at this point in the season, 21 games in, you're snapping my arm off. Yeah, 6 points.
For that, yeah.
It's a good lead at this point in the season. But given that City drew, given that Villa drew, you want to win, don't you? You want to win it. And that Liverpool team isn't a great Liverpool team at the minute. They got good players in there. A few of the champions from last season.
But people are behaving like we're playing like respectfully, like some League One side. It's still Liverpool's a quality players, and we've seen it. Some of the best results we've pulled off in the last 2-3 years hasn't been achieved with our best team. I actually think had Salah and them man been there, we probably would have won. They boxed very smartly, but go on, I'll cut you, my boy.
Nah, but I'm glad you did cut him, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Is I was obviously on the Talksport watch along with Pennant and Ellard, and you know Ellard, DG, you know him. He was basically writing the game off before it started. I said, hold on, boys, we're not going to do that. You're Liverpool, you're the champions. Like, it's like they just sort of
there's pride on the line.
Pressure. Yeah, pride on the line. Are you going to let the champions and elect take your chain like that? You're not. So listen, I thought Liverpool played a good game. I thought we weren't great, but it does feel like 2 points dropped. If you want me to give you an answer, it feels like 2 points dropped, man.
I'm more pissed off with the performance than necessarily the drop points, because I said I think we're gonna draw. I said before the game, a draw is not the end of the world. That being said, of course, I want to win, want to play again. You want to beat Liverpool, you want to equip yourself. Obviously, you know they beat us at Anfield. It's not the end of the world, and I genuinely think had we have won, I would still be saying the same things. Just calm down. But you can argue they are there for the taking. They are a bit battered and bruised.
Yeah,
but everybody, for me, that's a very naive view, because they're unbeaten in 9. Like, they're in a decent run. I know they've dropped points, but we know how this football thing goes. They're going to up their performance. Their fans demand it. Their manager demands it. What did you make of it tactically? Because I think Arne Slot did an Arteta on Arteta.
I mean, second half. Well, yeah, you're right. Let's start with the first half. Jermaine Pennant kept saying during the game, why don't they press? Why don't they go after Arsenal? But like you said, I think it was intentional from Slot.
That would have fed into our hands.
Yeah, exactly. I said to Jermaine, I said, well, if you start pressing us, we're just going to pop it around you and the gaps are going to open. So I think the way Liverpool approached the first half was genius, but they're the away side, right, bro? Like, they're sort of, you can expect them to come and be a bit conservative.
Like what we did at Anfield.
Exactly, where you're waiting for the chance. And they had chances. Frimpong got down their right-hand side quite a lot. But the second half, DG, I don't know what happened in that change room. We've actually been praised for having big second halves against Bournemouth, Villa, where we come out, even Tottenham. The second half performance was great this season. Newcastle away. We've been praised for our second half performances, but that was one of the worst halves of football I've ever seen Arsenal play. It got to like the 60th minute, bro, and I was thinking, like, am I actually watching the same game that I was watching in the first half? What did you make of that second half performance from us?
You said it, Romario, man. I don't know what happened. I think we were the better team in the first half. I don't know if it's an air of complacency, because Liverpool were giving us that respect. I did think towards the end of the first half, they started to venture a bit more forward, but we saw what Gakpo and Frimpong were doing off the ball defensively. We saw the mid and low blocks. We saw that, like you said, they weren't trying to press. That's our kryptonite. Obviously, you press, you make gaps, you're feeding into our hands. I don't know if there was an element of complacency. I do think Saka was having a lot of joy with Gyökeres, and just before the end of the first half, he probably should have bagged. So I don't know if we assumed that was going to be the same case in the second half. I very much doubt that Mikel Arteta is allowing them to be complacent. But between the manager and their players, honestly, it was like watching, I think I watched genuinely 4 different teams, bro. I think, you know, the Liverpool side in the first and second half, very different, and us the same. I don't know what happened in that second half. I really don't. I think there was too much gaps. I think we were, and I make Arteta right on that, telling about, like, calm down. I think the midfield, Arteta needed to change things, because, you know, we looked a bit, we looked a bit rattled. Like as soon as we're getting the ball back, we're lumping it long. Obviously, we're presenting it straight back to Liverpool, and it's just wave after wave after wave after wave after wave, and it's getting very jarring. And I don't think we was ever that close watching the game again to losing. But in the moment, I did think, Frimmy, he might make something happen there. Miles Lewis-Skelly's on ice skates and all those things. I'd say the most disappointing thing for me, and we're going to get onto it, is Hincapie. But we do have to talk about certain other things. Like, obviously, if it's an 11-player sport in it, but if you break down the defense, the midfield, and obviously the striker, yeah, where do you look at? What went wrong the most? Was it our defense? Was it our midfield for you? Was it the striker? Like, where's your headspace at with that?
You know what it is? And I make you right with certain individual performances weren't great. And I hate doing this, bro, because I feel like I'm scapegoating him. But as captain, I just want to see a little bit more from Odegaard. And to be fair to him, there's one little link up him, Rice, and Saka had. I don't know if you remember where they got Saka into the box and it was just a little under his feet, and then Gyökeres sort of tackled him. So Odegaard was
That's
trying.
the chance I'm talking about, where I thought, get that out your feet, man.
Yeah. I don't want to try and get on Odegaard's back. So he did try. But, you know, like when you see De Bruyne in certain games for City over the years and Salah in certain games, Mane, even Eden Hazard when Chelsea won the league in certain seasons, Henry for us all those years back, Perez.
Sanchez recently, slightly even Aubameyang at that point. Saka even, that talismanic figure.
That's what you want, someone to step up and make the game theirs. And I feel like this season's a big chance for Odegaard, and I think he's done that in the last 3 or 4 games. It'll be interesting to see what the chat think, but I feel like games like that are a chance for someone. Saka, Odegaard, Gyokeres. I mean, we're going to get onto him, I'm sure. I know you was talking about him before I come on, but someone has to make a statement and go out there and win the game. You're not always going to score 2, 3, 4. You're not. And a lot of us thought we was going to put 3 past Liverpool yesterday. We didn't score. They didn't score. But yeah, it just felt like, I don't know, it just felt like a game where someone needed to do something special and it didn't come.
It's a weird one for me, man, because tactics are one thing and all of that kind of stuff. But I think that game highlighted a number of things. Like, I think we need more legs beyond Declan Rice in midfield for when it's not kind of working and we can run in behind. Because it looked like Rice was playing a bit more of a quote-unquote conservative role kind of thing. And even
he looked a bit tired, bro. He looked a bit tired.
It don't surprise me that he's tired. That's the first poor game I've seen from everybody, Rice included, in a hot minute. You know how the agendas are flying. The second thing I thought of, and I make you right in that, it's moments like that. Granted, on one hand, I don't think it warrants crash outs, you know, in terms of the result, as even though we wanted to win. You can be vexed on the performance, but I just feel games like that, you need talismanic figures. You need people that can just get you out of jail beyond set pieces. You know, Trossard's been one of the men for us of the moment. He never quite done it yesterday. We was in trouble. Saka didn't make it happen, even though he was all right.
Yeah.
I have to ask you about Gyokeres, because for me, I look at it on a twofold. Like, we've got an extremely limited service-reliant striker that we don't provide for. I genuinely believe there's a lot more to give from him, but it's a charity case at this moment. And with Gyokeres, to what you can control, your anticipation skills, that predatory instinct in front of goal is not quite there. That being said, from a tactical point of view, I understand what Arteta tried to do. You're going to occupy the centre halves. For me, I said it in the preview, I wanted Merino to start because I think Konate and Van Dijk, they struggle to mark a target that's consistently moving. But I got to ask you about Gyokeres. Generally, bro, I'm tired of me speaking about him, so I'd love to hear your thoughts, man.
Well, listen.
It's looking dark, man. It is dark.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I've wanted him to work so much, bro, but it's just not looking good, is it? It's not just looking good, man. He doesn't look like he's got the physicality to compete in the league as a sole 9. Like, and to be honest, DG, we're in a bit of a striker drought. And apart from the top 9s in the world, Mbappe's, Kane, Haaland, I might be forgetting someone.
Obviously, Liverpool went and got Hugo Ekitike, which hindsight, that should have been the one for us. We'd have loved Isaac, but I make you at the striker market's tired, bro. It's tired.
It's not even like you say, bro. I'm glad you mentioned Isaac and Ekitike because I forgot about Isaac. He was one of those strikers that you would not maybe put in the Mbappe, Haaland, Kane, but the one just below where he's on the cusp. Exactly, but even the way he struggled at Liverpool, it just shows you like the art of being a striker has lost a bit in the modern game. I'm watching the match, DG, and they're not playing to score goals. They're playing to not really concede. Both teams, for me, a lot of top sides these days, except maybe Barcelona under Hansi Flick, Real Madrid, their philosophy is just we're going to outscore you. But even you look at the likes of Inter Milan, Bayern Munich are a bit different to be fair in the company, but I think they're in a league that allows them to be quite expansive. But Maresca at Chelsea, Amarin at United is very pragmatic and very, we're not going to concede.
Chess match.
Yeah, it's almost too tactical. And for me, being a 9, look, I've not played football at a professional level, but I've played it at a decent standard, bro. And a lot of being a 9's instinct. It's instinctive. It's reacting off of a
That's
ball
my
bouncing.
issue with Gyokeres.
Yeah, he is so classic number 9. If you put him in your Sunday league team, bro, he bangs 100 goals. He's one of them.
Other teams in the Premier League, he might do a bit better. That's why I think it's a twofold. I think Gyokeres has to be held accountable for so much stuff as you have done and I've done, but I don't think it's as white and black as you slap Hincapie, you slap Isaac, you slap whoever you want up front at Arsenal, and they're going to look better. I think there's something for Arteta to address. And equally, as basic and as redundant I think Gyokeres is, I genuinely believe you slap him in a Nottingham Forest or a Crystal Palace. I'm not saying he's going to set the world alight, bro.
Yeah.
But you'd see a better Gyokeres. So it's deeper than him, in my opinion. And we knew this last year and the year before.
Well, and a lot of people, DG, have been saying, like, start Gabriel Jesus. Bro, he come on, Madueke burst down the byline, crossed it. Lewis Skelly was higher up the pitch than Jesus. I'm sitting there thinking, this is madness. So I think a lot of people can't forget. Don't use recency bias to cloud your memory. The reason Viktor Gyökeres is at Arsenal is because we weren't really happy with Havertz and Jesus. We thought we could get more out of a number 9. We had Marino up front. When you're calling for Marino to start up front, you can't tell me Jesus is a great option, because how have we gotten to the point where you'd rather Mikel Merino play up front than Jesus? Do you know what I'm saying? We
need Havertz back, man. I'll be real.
We need Havertz. And the thing with Havertz, which worries me with this situation, bro, is I don't want him to come back and has to play week in, week out. So Gyokeres needs to do better. Jesus needs to do better. And maybe Arteta needs to consider putting Marino back in, because the last thing I sort of think that's why Havertz is on the sideline now, is because I think he was brought back too quick. I think his last goal he scored for us in pre-season was the Emirates Cup, when he ran pretty much like half the length of the field and smacked it in. And he looked great.
Since Man United. Well, on the pitch anyways.
Yeah, that was his last game, right? But that last goal, DG, I was grimacing watching him run. I was thinking, he's just done his hamstring a few months ago, and he's bursting up the pitch in the preseason game. Havertz is so honest. He'll run. He'll never quit. So I want us to look after him when he comes back. I don't think it's right for us to put that pressure on him, man.
I just think right now it's Gyokeres. I think you need to come out the firing line. My heart bleeds for you. I don't think everything's your fault, but at the same time, we're not a charity case. We ain't got time to be caring about that. We're trying to aspire to win stuff. So maybe you come. I do think we'll see a purple patch from him at some point, but you might just have to come out of the firing line. You might have to be the plan B. I think in hindsight, whether it was Sesko or Gyokeres, I look at Luis Enrique playing Dembele. That's your false 9. At a point, you had that Ramos. You could be used if and when. I've accepted it now. Arteta, that's what you want to do. Put the facilitators up front and make it happen. But this is where it now scares me, because me and you have done a couple of vids. I've spoken about how much I wanted the left winger in the summer. I never got that. We're talking about the striker issues. I still think we're in that Saka and Inshallah kind of thing. Big up Trossard, because it was your first dead game in a while. But, bro, it's madness. DG, I just don't think we ain't got plan B, man.
Does Gyokeres, because I was going to say to you, maybe in the Champions League we'll see better from him, but in the group stages, I mean, he was injured for, I think, 2 or 3 of the games.
I know he bagged against Atletico, but...
Yeah, but he didn't even really bag, did he? Like, he got 2 goals in that game, right? And they were both a little bit stinky. Like, do you think Gyokeres will do... Because you said you're sure he'll have a purple patch. So was I, but after these last, 3-4 games in the Christmas period, I'm slowly, because you see me, I'm a rose-tinted spectacles, man. If Nicolas Pepe, you couldn't tell me he was a bad signing, and I don't think he was, to be honest. I thought he was decent, but I wanted Pepe. So regardless of how he played, I was sort of he's still cold. But do you look at Gyokeres and genuinely believe he's what's the purple patch for him? 6 in 5, 8 in 10,
just some goals. Just seeing this, just something, bro. Just off the bench a couple of times, just back some goals. People got onto me in the summer where I said, "Listen, I'm excited about Gyokeres," because my logic was, you're not an Arsenal striker. If I want Mikel Arteta and Arsenal to go to the next level, then in life you have to do different things. I've seen Pep Guardiola. I wouldn't describe Haaland as that. And obviously Gyokeres is not Haaland, but that was a scenario too good for Pep to turn down. So he's kind of revamped the tactics. So when Eze and Gyökeres have come in, I'm like, oh, Arteta, there might be different kind of things. I did feel whether it would have been Sesko or Gyökeres, you two in Arteta's mind are the plan Bs. I don't think we're going to change the system that much. If you lot's form is out of this world, you'll start. But it's going to be Kai Havertz every day of the week.
Wait, so you thought Gyökeres was coming in to be second fiddle to?
Yes, rotationary option. I genuinely did. There's no way in God's green earth people could look at Gyökeres, know what we do at this football club, or Sesko at the time, and think these men are talismanic figures. The only players that would have made me change my mind would have been an Isaac, which evidently we don't have, and potentially a Hugo Ekitike because he's a bit of both. I just think Gyökeres would have been that rotationary option because on one hand, Kai's always going to play. We know the strikers are almost a sacrificial lamb. Goals aren't necessarily the most important thing of an Arteta striker. Yeah, genuinely.
Do you not look into that Man United game where Gyökeres starts over Havertz and think? I personally think Arteta had Gyökeres as his main man. Honestly, I genuinely think Arteta surprised Gyökeres hasn't worked better. He doesn't look as we said this in our last pod together. He doesn't look as quick as he did in the Portuguese league. I know it's a different league, but. He looks like speed is speed, right? Like you can recognize speed. He looks fast.
Playing with 10 men at the moment,
bro. It's like he can't run. DG. I honestly, I don't know. What do you think, though? Do you think that him starting against United was Arteta just giving him a chance, or do you think
he probably was giving him a chance? And that's what I mean. Like he's going. I think he's second choice striker. Don't get twisted. There could be some big games he starts ahead of Kai, but because of what Kai does in all the other facilitative stuff. That's going to be that's going to kind of be the forward. I genuinely thought, I said it, and people were getting at me. I thought Gyökeres would be lucky to get 10, 15 in an Arsenal shirt purely because it's not just him, the tax of adapting, and obviously the tax of what we face in terms of low blocks and all of these kind of things. And one thing that's going to always pee me off, I don't want to hear about Arteta. He's not Arteta's first choice. The man wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of Arteta, really, if he didn't sanction that. So I don't know if there's light at the end of the tunnel. One thing I will say is if we get to the end of the season and we're saying this, by all means, I hope he does a madness next season. But bring me another striker. You mix and blend within the squad, and we just keep it moving like that. That's genuinely what I see from Gyökeres.
Like, if we bring another striker, want it to
be a charity case.
Do you think Jesus goes then, bro?
I think Jesus is gone anyways, my brother. He's gone anyways, fam. Like. Come on, Kai, we'll get onto it, but we've seen the Saka news. Apparently, there's Kai signing a 1-year extension. Berta's looking at that, bro. My man's on 200 bags, bro. Like, we have to shave this off the wage bill, bro.
One of them's got to go. Jesus or Havertz has to go, bruv.
But you know what? Yeah, I will say, the one thing I would say, and again, as much as Gyökeres is a charity case, clearly not cutting the mustard, clearly not good enough, and he has to hold smoke, yeah. Gyökeres, and then we all know it's adjusted. Gyökeres was bagging goals at Coventry. You've bagged goals for Sweden and you've bagged goals for Sporting. We all knew we had an attacking problem before a ball was kicked this season. So now that you've signed for Arsenal, I can't just blame all of you. It's 50% you, it's 50% Arteta. The thing with Gyökeres, as much as I'm not surprised because he's a limited striker, he's got limited abilities and all those things. But I do think he has to make his own luck. The one thing I'll keep saying it that pees me off with Gyökeres, I don't know if it's confidence, I don't know if it's adapting. The speed of thought, the predatory instincts to get into the box. Like I thought at most we're getting. I used to always say on my channel, it's so ugly, bro. It's beautiful. I thought balls are gonna come off his ear. They're gonna come off his nutsack like Atletico, scumbag 1-2 goals. You see when we have that United in the FA Cup, Liverpool in the FA Cup, where it's a bag of chances. I thought, scumbag thing, he's scoring. We're gone. I can't see it.
No, it's sad. It's sad. And you know it is. There's 2 comments here. JD, big up JD in the chat.
Come on,
Julian Alvarez. Now, let me just say this, DG, baller. And when Man City sold him, I thought them man don't know what they're doing there. They've just didn't they sold him last summer, right? Not the summer just gone.
Maybe even the summer before. No. You're right. Would have been. Would it no?
Now you're right. It's the summer before.
Yeah.
And then they didn't win the league. I think they made a big mistake letting Alvarez go. I think he's too good for Atletico Madrid. Forgive me if there's any Atleti fans in the chat. I think Alvarez is he's got to be playing in one of the top teams. I think he fits in at PSG. I think he fits in at Barca. Maybe not Real Madrid. They got Mbappe. Arsenal could do with him. I think Chelsea, if he went to Chelsea, are screaming out for a player like Julian Alvarez. And you see Alvarez, he can do. He's like Aguero, but he's got a little bit more. He's a little bit more technical than Aguero, if you know what I mean, in terms of he'll link up with the play. He don't mind going wide. Aguero was like a proper 9. Julian Alvarez for me is the perfect 9. I just can't see us getting him. I
Nah,
just
yeah,
think
he
it will
ain't leaving
cost
Barcelona. He ain't leaving Atletico. He's more likely to go off Barcelona. He's won everything in
facts.
England. The weather and all of that in Spain's great. He's got all them Argentinian man. I'm sure his wife and kids are great. More likely to
Yeah.
go to Barcelona, in my opinion. If I'm honest with Julian Alvarez, clearly he'd be better than what we've got now. I want him. I just don't know slyly if you're the answer. I think you are, but I don't know if you're the answer.
Well,
I
you got to
don't know if
remember, DG. He scored goals in the Prem. He
100.
didn't he win the league with them?
But
I'm
was
pretty
he
sure.
was he the main guy like that though? Like,
Yeah, but when you got Haaland ahead of you, bro, it's hard.
I hear that.
You know what? Let me have a look at his stats in the Prem, because you're right. You need to back it
I
up.
wouldn't even be on him for the Prem stats, because you're right. You were second fiddle and stuff, and I like him. Everything you said, I make true. Plus, he's obviously versatile. All of those things. I just don't know if the burden of you scoring goals in the Prem is different, isn't it? Like, even for Argentina, obviously Argentina got Messi. They got little talent. He scored some very good goals. He scored important goals, but I don't know if the burden on you to get that 20 odd. To be honest with you, I think the bigger question is the system. I don't think this system facilitates somebody getting 20 goals, if I'm honest with you. Big up a menu in the cup.
Sorry, let me just say this on average. So in his first season in the Prem, 31 games, 13. He started 13, 9 goals, yeah. The following season, 23-24, started 31, played 36, 11 goals, 9 assists. Like,
yeah, but look at this, like a shout out Menu, but look at what Menu said. Screaming for Alvarez with his 0 open play goals since September. People abroad get away with anything. That's scary.
Yeah. Listen, I hear that. That's also a good point. However, you think we're pragmatic. Atleti make our pragmatic look even worse. So I don't know. Maybe he's not the answer. I'm not sure there's a 9 out there other than Mbappe, Kane.
You got a fucking bad one. So just get me a bad boy left winger. You know what? Let's do that Liverpool thing of Saka can be my Salah.
Yeah.
Find me my Mane on that left hand side.
Well, who is that?
Gyokeres, Kai Havertz, Jesus, whoever's up there. You lot do your thing, innit? You lot do your thing. I need this now. I'm actually tired of talking about this now.
Who is that?
Hmm?
Who's the left winger you want?
I don't know. Just spend the piece, man. But I don't know, because I could sit here and say Semenyo. He's obviously gone City. I could sit here and say Rodrigo. The numbers are bookie. Not a fucking clue, man. Honestly, I could say Rafa Leao. I think Rafa Leao is a shiny new toy. I actually like what Rafa Leao could be, but that level of consistency that I'm calling for at this moment in time, you ain't got it. Like, you ain't got it. I'd have to demand that. And I think I genuinely think, people don't watch football as much as they say they do. I'm not like, if we go back to Gyokeres, I'm not saying everybody needs to watch Portuguese league week in, week out. But just from his highlights, you know the touch is ugly. You know he's not the most beautiful footballer on the pitch. You know he's service reliant. You also know he's not going to get that space. When he did get anything close to space in the Premier League, it was Leeds where he did that goal. So I'm surprised people see a service reliant striker starved of service in a team that doesn't create a plethora of chances, and then you're confused. Like, are we watching football? Are we watching football? Like, some people watch football, some people watch football. Like,
no, DG, I'm gonna counter you, because I know what you're saying, bro. But I also looked at his time at Covent. I actually watch a bit of the Championship. Wycombe's my local team, so I always follow the lower leagues. And bro, there's a goal he scores. I think it's the first game of his final season at Coventry against Sunderland, where he gets the ball and they're losing. He gets the ball, turns, goes past one player outside the area, and then just whips it into the corner. Like, so I know what you're saying, but I wasn't just going off of his Portuguese time. I was going off of him mainly.
I'm saying the Portuguese league, you can see he's limited. Like, you can see it. And what did you say there? I don't doubt you with that, yeah. But how many times have you seen that? Because I mentioned Leeds. The Leeds got at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
And you mentioned that. Man are twiddling their thumbs now. Like,
you know, and I know, listen, the Championship isn't the Prem, right? And all this English football. I know you don't probably subscribe to that view. The Championship is very different to the Prem. The Prem is a lot more tactical. It's a lot more of a chess match. Championship is a bit more of a throwback, but even there, it's quite a pragmatic league, because the points are so sparse. But bro, Gyokeres in the Championship, he was actually creating chances for himself, which it's a different league, the opposition. And maybe that's what it is, DG. Maybe he's just not good enough at this level.
Maybe it's not an Arsenal striker, but maybe it's the tactics, bro. Maybe it's the tactics. Because we've been here before. Fair enough. Gyökeres, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, but we find ourselves in these familiar territories about our attackers. Surely, like, we keep finding ourselves saying these things. Like, does Arteta need to put the handbrake down again? I didn't think we'd be back here in this scenario.
Don't even say this to me. But firstly, big up Roots. Man said the melanin
big him up, man. He's in the chat. Hey, hey, you're definitely Neville. I'm taking. Oh no.
Yeah,
no. Neville and Carragher go. They're both terrible.
Yeah, both are a bit of an L, innit? But yeah, that handbrake, DG. The thing is, the handbrake weren't on in the first half. He had that. It was semi there. He had the brakes on in the first half. The second half, he had the handbrake up. He had the lock and key on his wheel. There was no intention to drive that car. It was. You're
too nice, man. You see, when you see old people got that scooter thing, that's how he was moving. That is the scooter thing. That weren't a whip yesterday.
Right, he was moving He was moving scared, fragile. Like, DJ, I ain't got the answers for you, Sway. I ain't got the answers. Right, I don't know why that was second half was so bad. I was sitting there, and I was just thinking, how's 15 minutes gone already? Bro,
because he kept saying part like calm down as well. So the players look we're moving mad as well.
Bro, but we didn't have a single shot, I think, until the 85th or 86th minute. It's criminal. And even I think before I come on, you mentioned Frimpong. If Frimpong had a better final ball, we could have lost yesterday.
We're done. But
his final ball let him down. There was a few times when he could have cut it to Verts and it was a bit wayward. Poor Lewis Skelly, man. I felt sorry for the boy.
Got cooked yesterday still.
I didn't.
Pick him up, though. That's still my guy.
Still my boy, but it was just that weren't pretty to watch, man. You said you were disappointed with Hincapie. Did you mean the injury, DG?
Yeah. That's something we need to go over. Let me find because obviously some people might be living under a rock here. But before I get your opinion, I'll read it out for everybody. Pardon me. First things first, Arsenal starter undergoes scans in mid-fears. Mikel Arteta has suffered fresh injury blow. As we know, he was full stop. Hincapie is set to undergo scans in mid-fears. He has suffered a potential hamstring injury. Boy. So, yeah, long story short, he felt tightness in the Liverpool game. He turned 24 yesterday as well. Talk to me.
I mean, another hamstring, DG. At what point do we launch the investigation?
Should have been launched. That Rico case needs to have been done.
Bro, I need the results. I need the evidence. I need to see what the verdict is because what is it? I don't know what you think. I'm not really a conspiracy theorist when it comes to football. I think it's a simple game ultimately. Maybe they're just running too much. Hincapie has probably played, would you say he's played best part of 8 out of 9 games in a row?
He played a lot of football, man. Minutes in the legs. So maybe we could use the squad a bit better, but boy.
Yeah, like maybe Lewis Skelly could have come in a bit more, but then maybe to me, Lewis Skelly looks slower than he was. I know Frimpong's rapid, but Lewis Skelly didn't look as quick as he has done.
But you know why that is? You know what that is, Roms? Like, man are coming out of the cold, bro. And for Lewis Skelly, he's obviously got to shake that ring rust. But it's like with Eze yesterday, it's like you're bringing man on that have been on the peripheral and they're not going to make madness happen. I know it's a double-edged sword because you have to take those little chances to get more minutes, but I can't be surprised if I'm honest. And when I was watching it yesterday, we know Miles Lewis Skelly ain't the left back. Big him up. He's had great performances, but we all know we hope he plays in midfield. We all know we're here for this inverted stuff. It didn't feel like it was an inverted thing yesterday. So you got a centre mid who's not the most switched on defensively because he's young, playing like a traditional left back. There's too many gaps as well. I just think it was just a mess, if I'm honest. But even that, Calafiori's not here. Hincapie's not here. Miles Lewis Skelly is going to have to play a lot of football, and potentially you might even have to drag Timber left back and bring Benjamin White in certain games. And obviously, Timber might be in quote-unquote red zone, who I thought was good yesterday, but I don't know, man. Roms, I don't know, man. I think there's many different ways injuries can happen, innit? There's something, maybe the players can look after themselves. The manager can obviously look after the squad a bit better and rotate. Some injuries I do feel are unlucky on the football pitch, like Mascara. Some are like, remember Benjamin White's last injury? I think you could see that one coming because you put bare minutes in the legs. I mean, you know what? Life humbled us, innit? Because a lot of us Arsenal fans, we were gassed about our defensive depth. It's been pushed to the limits. And again, I want to say to you, Calafiori, bro.
Yeah. I was just going to say, he's not anywhere near to being back, is he, Calafiori? I
don't know. Don't have a clue.
I'm pretty sure Arteta said there's still him and Mascara probably a week or two away. I don't
I
think
don't trust
Havertz.
Arteta when he's talking about the players' fitness because he swings around abouts, man.
Yeah, but do you know it is when he said about Saliba when Saliba missed 2 or 3 games and he was like it's a matter of days. This guy, I'm starting to clock. If he don't say too much, it's long. And he's just trying to, because he said Havertz is back in a matter of weeks. Bro, it's been 3 weeks. Havertz hasn't played. Havertz is not ready to come back. The problem we have is Arteta doesn't trust certain players to do certain jobs. That's why I think, I know a lot of people are saying he's resting Eze.
He's got his 11 and that's it.
Yeah, I'm not buying this. Eze's being rested. Madueke's being. He just trusts Saka more than Madueke. He trusts Odegaard more than Eze. He's quite stiff, Arteta, in certain ways where he
Rigid.
won't probably play Odegaard and Eze with Rice in the pivot or Zubimendi. That's sort of why we're successful, because he's quite consistent and he knows what he wants. But it doesn't hurt to just rotate here and there. How long does Saliba have until he picks up a knock? How long? You mentioned Timber. We know Timber can be quite tight with his muscles, and I don't know, maybe Lewis Skelly, this is the chance for him to get back to the level he was at last season, because let's not forget, this is a young 18-year-old who performed very well at the Bernabeu. He had a decent game against PSG. Not many people had a good 2 legs, so I'm not writing off Lewis Skelly.
You say? Did it cut out, man?
Did it cut? You got me?
What did you say?
Yeah, I trust Lewis Skelly. I think he'll perform well. I trust him.
Hey, stay ready, and you don't need to get ready, man. I mean, Kate, can I just say, I'm kind of not in the mood for this. The world does not respond around you. There's 50 odd people in the chat. Just because your comment has not been read doesn't mean nobody's reading your match. Of course, I love Mikel Arteta and everybody that's involved with Arsenal. That doesn't mean that I won't hold questions of you. Please relax. Please be respectful. And just for that, we're not reading that. But anywho, people. So let's move on. I'm really not in the mood for a lot of people shit. Like, you're not reading my comments. The world revolves around me. Please. I'm really trying to be respectful. You don't want to see the less media friendly me. Like, I'm feeling like I'm going to be a villain again. Anywho, that's Hincapie. Like you said, I make you right on a serious note, though, Roms, man. Like, life's going to come quickly at Miles Lewis Skelly. But then even that, the double-edged shaggies, how many times have you seen? Everyone's probably licking their lips like, right, all right, Miles Lewis Skelly, you're going to get opportunity. Let's just assume it's fair to say he plays against Portsmouth, right?
Yeah.
It's fair to say he probably plays against Chelsea. As it stands now, potentially Chelsea on Wednesday, right? Obviously, we're fingers, toes, everything crossed that Calafiori and Hincapie, there's some positive news going into the Nottingham Forest game. But then there'll be a couple of, assuming that's not the case, you've got Chelsea, couple of days. Obviously, you're playing against Forest. It wouldn't surprise me if you then see him get a hamstring knock or a thigh knock or something, because that's also the double-edged sheg that happens. That is also one that happens. I need to ask you again, man. We'll get into Guehi, but like generally, because I asked you last week, do you think we need to go into the market this window?
It's tough to say, innit, DG, because you said it there. It's a poison chalice.
Exactly.
Lewis Skelly now has to come in and play 3 games in a row. If Timber goes out, Ben White has to play 4 games in a row. Do we need to go into the market? Do you bring back Kivior from his Porto loan? Do you look at that?
That's the Buki loans, though, where it's basically permanent, like us with Raya, man.
Because there's money involved.
Yeah, us with Hincapie as well.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, there's not. For me, if you go into the market now, it's got to be with a little bit of long-term thinking as well. And I know Marc Guehi's been linked with us. I can't see that getting done. Apparently, Palace want 45 to 50 mil. When you can get him for 3 and 6 months, I just don't think we're the sort of club to do that. Who's out there, DG? Who is out there that you bring in and are going to trust in the title race? I don't know, man.
But make it happen, man.
Yeah, Berta will make it. He will make it happen. And I think we could get Guehi. I think, like you say, Berta's a very good negotiator. He'll find a way to make it work for us. But I just couldn't name you a player. So it's hard for me to say, I don't like saying sign someone if I haven't got a player in mind.
What area?
Who?
What area would you like, if you could? What area if you was Berta, what area do you look to address, or just what area would you think? Oh, okay, I think we need to look at that area. Is it midfield? Is it left wing?
It's midfield.
Is it up front?
It's midfield. I think an injury to Rice.
God forbid. Are you gonna? I think your mic. Yo, is that me or you muted yourself? You know.
Yeah, muted there.
You're back. You're back. You're back. You're back.
Hear me?
Yeah, you're back. You're back. You're back. You're back now. You was muted though. We never heard none of what you said.
Yeah.
Is it me or is it him?
Yeah, I got you back. My bad, bro. My thing just messed up. Don't know what happened there.
Yeah, we're back. We didn't catch a word of what you said. We heard in midfield.
Yeah, sorry, people. Yeah, in midfield for me is key. I think Norgard is better than what we think. I think he should be given more game time. But then how can Arteta sit there in the changing room, DG, and say, I'm gonna start Norgard over Zubimendi or Rice? Like, it's just not going to happen. So, but once again, can you name me a centre midfielder? Ruben Neves has been touted. I like the idea of Ruben Neves.
I like the idea of cheeky little loan, you know.
You know what I mean? Prem proven, Portuguese leader, natural leader. I'm a big fan of Ruben Neves.
Save Zubimendi's legs and also Rice. Because like I make you right. Anything happens to them two,
boy, long day.
The whole dynamics of the teams has to shift.
But the reason why I say Ruben Neves, DG, is sort of what I said, I think, when my mic cut out, was you need a player you can trust in a high tense situation.
And we did want him before.
Exactly, when he was still at Wolves, right? And I know a lot of people have mentioned, is it Boadidi from the French league?
The Lille guy, yeah, but that's that's clearly a summer thing. That's going to be a serious outlay. I can't see what I mean now.
But even him, like, he's 18, 19. I think he signed a new contract and he's been a bit shaky since. I think the contract's got a release clause. I've sort of been looking at him and thinking, is he the answer? I think Ruben Neves is perfect. I think similar profile to Norgard, but a little bit better, a little bit more fluid. You can probably play Neves in the 6 and maybe in a more conservative 8 role, not quite crashing the box. But I think Ruben Neves on loan is a no-brainer, man.
I'm with you with that. I want to circle back to Guehi. Like, I hear what you're saying about the money, because I do think if he genuinely wants to move now, then it's only a City thing. And I understand that if Arsenal sit there and say, you know what, we like him, but he's going to be a free agent. I actually want Guehi. Obviously, if his contract runs down, we grab him. Do you think we need him though? Because some people are going to go, oh, we got Saliba, we got Gabriel, we got this, we got that. Why are we going for another centre half? Why would we might not be enough games? Bearing in mind you've seen several injuries, but do you think, like, how hard would you push for Guehi if it's fair game? And like, do you think he's someone we need?
It's so hard to say, man. You know what? For some reason, I thought Guehi was left-footed because he plays on the left side of their back three. He's right-footed.
Could he do a job left back as well, Ethan?
Yeah, I think he could. I think he's that good of a player, bro. It's not Guehi. It's the money and the fact he doesn't start, which is why I've got doubts about it. And I just think in the summer, it makes a little bit more sense. And I think maybe I'm scarred from Arsenal in seasons gone by, DG, where I'm trying to pick and choose between which player we get. Maybe you can get Neves and Guehi. In that case, get me both, bro. I'll take both of them. But I'm just not convinced that that's what we'll do. So for me, I think defensively, I think Norgard can do a job in the defense. I think Rice can do a job in the defense. Worst case scenario.
Go down that route, though, man. You're wrong. You're not wrong, but
yeah, but I just think, DG, I just think it's worse for us if we lost a midfielder than a defender. Do you know what I mean?
Million percent.
That's me and so if I had to pick, I'd go Neves. That's all it is. But bro, if Guehi joins, I'm going to be gassed.
It's a weird one with Guehi because I'll be real. It's like, it's not the same, but it's like Liverpool where they've got Hincapie and Isaac available. I think it's, bro, sign the man, then work it out later, innit? Those are first world problems. I think Guehi's too good to turn down. I think he can play all across the back four. I think he provides great competition for Gabriel, Magalhaes and Saliba. I make people right where they sit there and say, oh, where would he play? But I'd also say, cast your mind back to the whole of 2025. 2 big injuries for Magalhaes. Saliba's had to sit down for a minute. Gyokeres had to sit down for a minute. Hincapie, etc., etc. And I do think it makes sense, especially on the free. I would say for Guehi, where you're linked with some clubs, the only club that you're linked with that I can say, yeah, you're definitely starting is Chelsea. Like, their centre backs are dog water in it. Liverpool, I do think you could start over Konate, and he's leaving.
Does.
Exactly.
Fact.
But if Konate signs a new deal for argument's sake, and obviously you got Van Dijk for a couple of years, that's not guaranteed. City right now, you're going to play. but I don't know if they're necessarily going to play ahead of Guardiola and Diaz. I don't know for Real Madrid and how they look at it. Obviously, Real Madrid's a team. You take that caveat, you're going to go anyways. So for free, I would. And it does make me feel. Do you remember when we dumped them out in the League Cup and there was that? I think all the English boys and the gaffer. It made me think, raw, like make it happen.
The Bible Brothers United, didn't it?
Literally, man, literally. Speaking of Bible Brothers, side note, we're saying for Eze because it's been a bit mad for a minute.
Look, the thing with Ebereche is, and I don't like this narrative that's getting spun, DG, that he's lackadaisical, he's casual, like he makes it look easy, pardon the pun, but
exactly.
He's a confidence player. He's a confidence player, Eze, and I don't think he's been given a chance. Like, what can you say? It's like on FIFA. You know, when a man's injured for a year, then FIFA drop his rating by 2. You're like, how have you dropped his rating by 2? You didn't even sit and play for a year. But
being devil's advocate, though, he has played more games at this stage this season than he has in his career, though.
And I think that's a good point. I think that's important to note that it's not as if he hasn't played football for us and he's only played 5 games. 1 year, he's only played 6 games in the league. He's someone who should maybe be disappointed. His age sort of caveats that. But with Eze, I think he'll come important in March, April. If we get to the 5th round quarters of the FA Cup, we get to the final of the Carabao, we're obviously going to be in the Champions League. You're going to see Eze playing, bro. And if you don't,
2 games in a row coming up now, isn't it? Anyways.
But DG, if Arteta's not rotating the squad, like you said, I'm glad you mentioned it. Actually, our next 2 games are cup games. Let's see what sort of rotation Arteta's willing to do. Portsmouth away. I don't want to see Saka. I don't want to see Odegaard. I don't want to see Saliba. I don't want to see Gabriel. You're probably going to have to see Saliba or Gabriel. You're going to see one of them, maybe both. Because, well, Hincapie is injured, Mosquera is injured, Calafiori is injured. So we're probably actually going to see Saliba and Gabriel play, bro, against Portsmouth and Chelsea. But in terms of midfield, Odegaard needs a rest, Rice needs a rest, Zubimendi probably needs a rest. But who's your midfield? Name me your midfield, bro. Name me the team that you would start against Portsmouth, and you're going to struggle. It's a struggle, bro. And this is why I think we need a midfielder.
Wanyeri. Norgard. I can't lie, Rash. You're gonna have to do this thing, you know. I can't lie. You're gonna have to give me 45 minutes. You're gonna have to.
You put Marino up front.
Oh shit! Yeah. No. Wait. You saved me. Wanyeri, Marino, Norgard. Eze left wing, Madueke off the right. Gyokeres you could do with bagging, but if you don't score against Portsmouth like Port Vale, it's scary. Gabriel Jesus go up front. Miles Lewis-Skelly left back, Ben White right back, centre halves. Oh Lord, Kepa in goal. Centre halves, you have to play. It has to be them 2 in it. We have to box smartly. Magalhaes might have a 45 and you shuffle the pack. Do
you give young Marley Salmon a chance against Portsmouth away?
You could, because for him, it might as well be like being in a Champions League final. Cool, you came on in the Champions League, but you're a young man, ain't been exposed to senior football like that. You're playing a championship side that's actually in a terrible moment away from home. I always look at the teams like Portsmouth in a twofold in the FA Cup, innit? Because on paper, they're struggling and they're fighting for survival in the championship. They might throw the game because their priorities is obviously survival. They might be mad on it because it's a cup in their minds, respectfully, Portsmouth. You know, remember you lot in the Prem, it's a cup final. They're going to be on it. It's the biggest team in town. You never know what the 12th man could do. So for him, it'd be a good test. I'd more want to expose him to playing right back because I just think young players, you want them to get your little short-term apprenticeship playing right back.
Nah, it's a good shout.
But you never know.
And if you play Ben White in centre back, you're protecting him. You're not asking him to run as much. DG, put you in the dugout, bro. Get you in the dugout. If it's going to
be that, though, I need Saliba or Magalhaes. I don't want Ben White and him or Tim and Timber. It needs to be one of the first choice centre halves. That's a good point, Roms.
Well, DG, someone's just said here, why not go for Kobe Mainoo? Do you think with Amarin leaving, that's just a no-go?
Yeah, his Man United career is going to kickstart again, man. And it's a bit, the way with the Mainoo thing is like what I'm going to say with what I said with Marc Guehi. I like Kobe Mainoo. I think you're sick. Obviously, Arsenal, you are an Arsenal type of player, a very good midfielder. But in terms of the profile, That's probably, if I remove the love I have for Maino, it's probably not what we Arsenal need. So then I can't be a hypocrite because you're going to sign him and it's a good player that there's not really a role for. I think we more need the engine of Rice than someone who's closer aligned to a Zubamendi, which he's nowhere near Zubi, but he's more, you get where I'm going, innit?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you this question, completely off topic, Roms. Players are never accountable for just not performing, always the manager's fault, because for some reason fans think he's in control of what players do. Does he have a PS5 controller for a player? I would say in life, unfortunately, it's always the manager's fault. We all know there's vested agendas. People will just blame Mikel, even though I think the first half, you blame the players for not scoring. The second half is probably on everybody. But at the same time, I do think that's a bit wrong because people are killing Gyokeres, killing Odegaard, killing Saka, killing this one, killing that. But where do you stand on that one, there?
Well, I think you've summed it up well. I mean, the manager always gets it. We've seen, I don't know if Maresca got sacked. Part of me thinks he left. Amarin got sacked because he spoke too much.
He was
chatting too much, man. You can't do them things. But Thomas Frank, they're saying get rid of Thomas Frank. Look, Arteta, this is Arteta's team, DG. They play the way they do because of Mikel. That is just facts. But it's not his fault if we don't score. He's got part of the blame, but you can't put it all on him. So I think it's almost 50-50, 60-40. We know Arteta's very demanding and he's very specific in what he wants. You watch the Amazon documentary. It's the reason Aubameyang's not here. It's the reason Guendouzi's not here. He's particular. He bangs on about his non-negotiables. Right. So I do think the way we play, like you said, you asked me earlier, is it time we take the handbrake off? I think that's an Arteta instruction. And there was times last night when we were giving the ball away and you see Arteta on the sideline saying, he's going mad. He's going mad. But there was one moment, bro, when we give the ball away and he was like, calm down, calm down.
He's done that consistently yesterday.
He kept
so the players have to.
Yeah, so this is what I mean. I think it's the players maybe let the occasion get to them. Whereas maybe Arteta told them, listen, play your game, just do what you've been flipping doing that got you top of the league and you'll be all right. But the players, I'm looking at the players yesterday, bro. Saka had a decent start against Gyokeres. And then after the 30th minute, I don't think he got past him again. Odegaard created a few nice chances, didn't see much from him. Rice looked shattered, don't blame him. Trossard had a decent start like Saka, and I think he was tired. Poor Gyokeres, we've spoken about him. I just think certain players just didn't turn up, man. Even Yuri and Timber. I love Timber, bro.
Oh, no, don't do that. In fact, let's hear you out. What?
And I've said this previously, and I got shut down. I was on Footy Judge Man stream. Shout out Footy Judge Man. DG, I know you're a proper tactician, so forgive me. And I love Timber. Proper player. But going forward, bro, he's not even close to how good he is going in defense.
Yeah, he's a bit basic still. He's a bit basic.
He's not like...
He got to sort himself out in that regards. I hear it.
Bruv, defensively, you can't really tell me who's better than him. But when you see what Reece James can do going forward, when you see what Trent does for attack, Hakimi, even Daniel Munoz at Crystal Palace, people are talking about Michael Coyote at Brentford. That he's not one of them fullbacks. He's a very in a possession-based team. He's perfect at right back because he's
does his job on yard.
Exactly. He knows what he's doing. He keeps the ball. He knows when to go home. He's class for that. But bro, there was a few times yesterday he should have done better in attack. But
it's only the final third for me with Timber. In possession, I think he's calm. It's just the final
class,
third, just a bit more. But at least we saw him. Like Madueke by default for me is one of the best players of that pitch on that pitch for Arsenal because he put a ball into the box that nobody wanted to get involved in. But I hear that with Timber. I hear that. But that's the thing. That's where I asked. That's actually why I asked you the thing what I asked you at the start. Because the midfield's been nullified. Obviously, I don't want to keep going over Gyokeres, but we all understand he's limited. If you don't provide him with anything, even if you do, he's rubbish in it at this moment in time. But you've got your striker marked out the game. Your midfield's marked out the game. I'm not surprised to see Gabriel galloping forward, Saliba galloping forward, Timber trying to force the issue a bit. That's where I need, even Hincapie. That's where I need my gaffer to change things. And it does feel like a different game, but almost the same game across the two legs. I say legs, league legs against Liverpool, man. It's jarring, man. It's jarring. I actually thought, a part of me thought, Is he going to bring on Ben White and shift Timber left back? But we all know he wants to keep the system and things like that. A lot of people have been posting this year. So we've got to go over it. Where the hell is it? Where is it?
I didn't think you was ever going to talk about it.
Nah, we are. I moved it somewhere because I tried to get everything in order. There we go. If anyone's been living under a rock, Bukayo Saka agrees new and improved 5-year deal at Arsenal. 24-year-old international currently at Arsenal until June 2027. Fresh terms to summer 2031 in the process of being finalized. Deal to recognize wingers standing among Europe's best. What do you make of that?
Now, that last sentence scares me. Hold on, what was it? Deal to
recognize wingers standing among Europe's best.
So what's that? 300 bags a week?
Probably, and some change.
Now,
basic salary of 300 bags a week.
What I'm gonna need is a league title, Bukayo. I'm gonna need a league title at least if this is what you're getting. Because you know it is, and I don't want to be negative, DG, but yeah, I saw Rashford get 300 grand a week, and he didn't deliver a league title for United. I mean, I've seen Sancho get this money. I've seen many players get this money. Saka deserves it more than them two, if I'm honest. Maybe not as much as Rashford. I think Rashford and Saka had similar come up.
Nah, he deserves it, man. This guy dragged us from being a fucking left back, man.
Yeah, but
get your money, my guy.
300 back. This is our problem as Arsenal fans. Sometimes we can be too nice, you know. And I get it because one of us, he's the man. Them, I get it. But I need that league title, bro. Because let me tell you this. Let me explain why. What that contract does is raise the ceiling. So I think this puts him above Havertz as highest paid, right?
Rightly so. And Jesus, I hope.
Rightly so. But for me, Saka needs to do more now to justify this. You're right. He has earned a big deal. He has. And I'm happy he's staying. I don't want Saka to ever leave. Let me just qualify that. I love Bukayo Saka. Hopefully he captains us one day. However, he needs to deliver now, DG. Yesterday he didn't deliver. I don't think he's delivered at his level this season, which is a compliment. I think he's much better than what he is showing at the minute. Before he got injured last season, he was on course to break the assist record. Are you telling me you don't want more from Bukayo Saka from what you're seeing currently?
Everyone. I agree with what you're saying. We're a good team. I want us to be great. But I will say, in the 6 years under Mikel Arteta, the 4 that we've been challenging for the trophy, including now, the last 3 years, you said, you want trophies, and I make you right. Has Saka not done all he could? Whether he could be better or worse, have we looked at Saka as the reason we haven't delivered? Obviously, there's been little isms and schisms. There's several points before Bukayo. Now we've got Rice. Movements in that direction. Saka's a movement in that direction. You look at any team that's ever won a title. There's obviously been moments there's been one talisman. Even Thierry Henry. Look around that whole squad who he was playing around. The City teams, the Chelsea team, the etc. team. We need players that are on. It doesn't always. It's not even just an ability thing. It's just because even Gabriel Jesus and Zinni, they played their parts for City. We need everybody on crud. So before I look at Saka, I can't lie. I'm looking at my gaffer. Like Saka, Rice. I think you man are stepping that right direction. Berta, you're a serious sporting director, far removed from Edu. There's rumors we're even getting the Napoli guy. In fact, there's rumors he's even started. The guy
the scout,
and all them guys. So we're moving serious. I make you right because you are in another ball game. I don't think the expectations change because people are onto Saka all the time. He's greedy. He's not doing enough. This, that, and the third. But I make you right in that when you're getting this bread, it's the coming of age now. So I do need that. I do need that. I make you right. I'm happy. The one thing I would say that pisses me off about this news is actually nothing to do with Saka signing this deal. We know this just came out because we're vexed about the Liverpool draw slightly. we know. It could have come out if we won, great, but we know that we know what happens, man. We've seen this, we're experienced, man.
It's PR 101, this, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. We've seen this.
Yeah, I'm glad you just put that comment on screen. Big up Rude. He's definitely rude, isn't he? Listen, it is a team sport, bro. But let me tell you this. Erling Haaland fired City to that treble-winning season. Rodri.
How much is Foden on?
What's that? Foden.
How much has Foden been on the last few years? And finally starting to see the talismanic City, boy.
Yeah, you're not wrong. But Foden's been... but DG, Foden, like you said, has been blessed with De Bruyne around him and Erling Haaland. We haven't got that, bro. Saka is our De Bruyne or Haaland. Like,
true.
Whether we like it or not, Saka is our guy. So if your guy's not delivering, that's when you get a 0-0 against Liverpool. Like, and it's not his fault. It's not his fault. But I've seen many big games down the years decided by one player. I remember when Chelsea won the league under Conte, and they went to the Etihad and just played counter-attacking. Hazard and Costa were just running around City like it was nothing. Kante just breaking everything up. So I mentioned Odegaard, like, and even Declan Rice's performance against Bournemouth last week, class, showed up, bags 2 goals. Odegaard was class in that game as well. Saka comes off the bench, gets an assist. Brilliant. Now we need more. And maybe I'm being harsh, bro, but I think we've got to start being harsh. Listen, we're kind of irrelevant to it because obviously the players don't really hear it. But as a fan base, as a collective, we've got to demand more of these players, bro. We can't just be like, oh, well, he deserves it. He's done well. Win us something, bro. I'm being deadly serious. Like, if we don't win a major trophy this season, your opinion will probably change on him deserving the 300 bags.
Nah, not on Bukayo.
No?
Not on Bukayo. It's with the manager. And look, obviously, don't get twisted. The collective failures, like successes, will be down to us as a squad, not Bukayo, because it doesn't change anything. You're still one of the best wingers in the world. You still show me a body of work. Obviously, if your form's been meaty, like you said, we've seen a good Saka. We're used to a great Saka. We want to see that great Saka and better. I'm with you with that. But my opinion won't change if Saka don't deliver us a Premier League trophy, because I noticed several others. I've seen this man come back with half a hamstring and do it against Madrid. People even forget what he did against Bayern Munich and what he's been did. So everybody has to share failures and successes. He's even been scumbag in some away goals. And I left this comment up as well, yeah, because I don't believe in it. And I think it kind of goes with what we're saying. Saka can be the protagonist, and there might be 3-4 games he can drag us like we've seen, but one man can't get us over the line in 38 Premier League games, 50 all the way to 70 if you're talking about, for some, about the quadruples. Would you like even this? Where do you stand with this? Haaland and Salah win trophies on their own. I actually think that's absolute dog shit. Because if he done that, he probably would have won an AFCON with Egypt sooner rather than later. I think that's absolute horse manure.
Now, DG and Norway would have gotten to a World Cup sooner or Euros. So, listen, listen, I think we're both right in a sense that you don't win it.
But the expectations are risen because we're in this conversation now. I'm with you with that.
That's all I'm saying, DG. Like, all right, a good comparison of this is Harry Kane. Yeah, Harry Kane earned big money at Tottenham from not winning anything. But what did he do every year? Deliver crazy numbers. Maybe I'm being harsh, DG. Tell me if I am, but I just think this season, I thought Saka would be on 10 goals by now in the league. He's on 4 goals, bro, in the league.
So going back to it, if he's on 4 goals, if Gyokeres is out, for all what we say about Gyokeres, if he is our top goal scorer in the Prem and the Champs, if this man is on 4 goals, if Trossard has come to the party but might not have the biggest things, if Declan Rice, as much as we love him, is up there for big chances created, if we're having conundrums with Eze and Odegaard, we have to ask questions of these lot individually, but you slap them collectively together, who's got to answer for this?
The gaffer.
Because we're one of the best defensive sides in Europe and we score a lot of goals. We're not mentioned among that in an attacking sense. And
okay, I'll tell you this, DG. All right, I'll make you right there. You broke that down well. However, in the last few games, you've seen Saka hit chances over the bar, hit them wide. The manager can't help that.
No. Yeah, no, that's where it's a twofold. 100% shooting boots, because I can't just sit here and blame the manager. At some point, the players have to put their big boy pants on and do this thing.
Yeah.
I go all the way back to Wolves, that weird little period where us fans were very critical when everybody's just sitting back and all of those kind of things. Yeah. I remember the manager saying, basically, I don't know why they did that. I never told them to do that. As much as you have to listen to the manager's tactics, and obviously he has to be accountable for that, sometimes I think the players have to have common sense. Like, me and you have played football. We've never played Premier League football. But I do wonder whether it's been Arsene Wenger winning titles, Jose, Pep, insert player here, yeah? How many times have the players fucked up and the manager's tactics might have just got them 3 points? And likewise, maybe the manager's tactics have been shit in a game and the players have got him out of jail. That's what we're all a team in it. That's what a team has to do. Magalhaes got himself out of jail, but the man them got him out of jail anyways. This is what football's about. Mistakes happen, things go left. You have to rise above it, type of thing. Like, anybody that thinks in life, let alone football, is just that, you're bugging out.
Nah, I make you right. Listen, let me spin this positively because I don't know where my head's gone, but do you know what it is? Because I love Saka so much, DG, and I've been saying, do you know what I said at the start of the season? I said sell Trossard. I said Saka's our best finisher at the club, and let's go get a left winger. And I've been proven wrong on it all. All right, Saka for me is so much better than what he's showing, bro. That's all.
1,000,000%. I agree with that.
That's all it is. But I make you right. He deserves a new deal. He definitely deserves to be our highest paid player because he is our talisman.
Remember, William was on how much bags? Kai's on whatever. Right. Jesus on whatever. But Saka, get your bread, bro.
No, he deserves it. He deserves it. However,
but yeah, it's time to deliver even more now.
Now deliver us a big one, Saka. Go on, son. This is your chance. Write yourself in the history books. Go and put your name with Perez and Ljungberg. You got a bit of work to do to get to the Henrys and the Vieiras and the Bergkamps, but go and put yourself in that bracket of those iconic figures that contributed to a league title. Then go and win us another one. But let's just get a Prem or a Champions League in so that when we go and talk, because you know what it is, DG, I can hear the conversations now. We've had Ozil on big wages come to nothing. Alexis, Aubameyang, Lacazette was on about 180 grand a week. Xhaka was on big money. Like we've been here before, DG, and I just want us to have something to show
distracted because of the P's and
yeah.
That's one thing I don't think will be fair.
Saka's not that guy, by the way. And
yeah, but you know that is football rhetoric. How it's gonna go? Oh, he switched off. He's getting money now. We've seen this, and it will happen again. The next Saka will get this.
Yeah, Salah got accused of it this season.
Salah got accused of it.
So, but yeah, I make you right, DG. Big up Saka. He's our star boy, franchise player, as they say. And yeah, he's here for more years to come. I'm gassed, but let me see Saka lifting that Prem. I want to see that picture, you know what I mean?
As you mentioned it, yeah, apparently there's talk of Kai Havertz in discussions over a new deal. Long story short, apparently there's no talk at this moment of a salary increase, and it will extend this deal by essentially a year from 2028 to 2029. Would you make of that?
I think it's smart business, DG. I think it's smart business, especially given that you don't increase his wage and just gives you more value, doesn't it? You know why Chelsea put their players on contracts until 2031 is so they retain the value. If you have Havertz with 2 years left versus 3 years is worth more. So no brainer. And to be fair to Havertz, I think we owe it to him. He ran himself into the ground for the club.
Yeah, we bust his hamstring against, what was it, Wolves last year?
Yeah.
Wolves away. I remember there was a game we all saw him go down. Like either after the game or at the end, and we were like, "Fucking hell, that don't look good."
And he looked in pain as well. That was like a off the bone happy. Yeah. So he deserves to be cared for. But yeah, hopefully he's back on the pitch soon, bro. I think he's a good player. I like Havertz. I think he's important. We probably missed him a bit, and the fact we're top of the league and the Champions League just shows how good the squad is, bro. But yeah. Big up Kai, man.
What else we got to discuss on me to get your opinions? Apparently, Bournemouth are interested in Nwaneri and are open to a loan until the end of the season. A loan is seen by those close to the player as unlikely this window. Nwaneri is understood to feel he can learn more as part of a serious title challenge and is content to be patient and assess his situation at the end of the season. What do you make of that?
I think there's two ways of looking at it. It's the old Phil Foden. We mentioned Foden, haven't we? It's the old does he do the Phil Foden route where he doesn't go on loan? He stays in and around the club, the first team. It's one of the best teams in Europe. Like you said, he'll grow up around good players, the likes of Saka, Odegaard, Rice, Gabriel, learning good habits. Or does he take that risk, go to Bournemouth, which isn't really a risk because you come back, but you go to Bournemouth, and you learn a bit more. Maybe you struggle to get into that team. Maybe you don't. You get in, you start banging. Maybe you come to Arsenal and demand more. He knows what he wants. I don't think Ethan Nwaneri is the sort of player to kick up a fuss. I don't think he'll be demanding to leave. I think he's a good boy, in DG. He's quite humble. He's quite quiet. So I don't blame him for wanting to stay, man. He probably wants to be in those Champions League, those Champions League games late on. And like you said, who knows if Odegaard gets injured, if Saka gets injured, if Madueke gets injured, all of a sudden Ethan Nwaneri's in. So I don't know, man. I think it's a good decision. What do you make of it?
It's a weird one, man, because I don't think there's yes and no. There's also the other rhetoric of young players that play too much football, which obviously isn't Ranieri, but play too much football. You
Yeah,
get one injury, and then it's just mad. Obviously, joining a team in January where he's not going to be fully match fit. So you're going to kind of be assumed to hit the ground running. And if you don't do that, at the end of the day, the managers do look at football like, right, you're not really my player like that. These are the players here. I'm fighting for my job. It is what it is. And
facts.
what you're sold as a project and as actually what happens could be different. We could tell, as I would, in for argument's sake, Bournemouth could say, yo, I'm gonna play him in midfield, I'm gonna do this, that, the other. He signs for me, he's playing right wing, he's not quite cutting the mustard, safe, bench and whatnot. For what it's worth, though, I do, and I understand and hear what he's saying, especially because you could win a Prem, what you said around the champs. I also hear if he went out on loan, because whether he had a good loan spell or not, you're probably going to get more football, and minutes are currency. I think people just scream loan, loan, loan with young players for the sake of it. The loan has to be right, in which I think the way Bournemouth play, what they do with young players, how Areola is, their style.
Yeah,
I think there's many a thing, and obviously Arteta knows Areola, so not that that means anything, but he might help him out a bit. I think that would make a lot of sense. But as you said, he unfortunately, you're a body. Unfortunate for you, this is the reality of being at a big club. Eze's been signed for 60 odd million, England international. Odegaard's the captain and whatever. You're fighting them for a spot. And if you're being seen as a midfielder, we could want to see him play the head of Merino. At the end of the day, Merino and Zubamendi are more of a functioning unit in Arteta's mind. We all know Kai is more likely to play in that left eight. You mentioned it rightly so. Norgard can't buy a game. He is going to play a bit more than him. I just think Ranieri needs to, everything that's demanded of Odegaard off the ball, go and learn that. And the world is your oyster, man. I do think next season there'll have to be a discussion if you don't go on loan. Like, all right, if Arteta
yeah.
says, you know what, Jesus is leaving, this one's leaving, there's going to be more space on the bench. Take your opportunities. If the manager's moving a bit vague like that, then yeah, go and get yourself 20, 30 games and go and do your thing. But I don't think there's any rights and wrongs, man. I would love to. I would love to see you as a Miles Lewis Skelly. I'd love to see you exposed to more minutes, man. But I don't think you're
The
going
thing
on.
is,
Stranger things have happened. Go on.
the thing is, DG as well. He scored 9 goals last season for us, in all competitions. Trossard got 10. Like, Ranieri is a serious baller. So I do think we have to be careful. I look at the likes of Lennart Carl at Bayern Munich, Lamine Yamal, even Esteval. Like, these are players of a similar age to Ranieri, and they're getting exposed to loads of minutes. Kabasi at Barcelona as well. Even Nico Paz over at Como. There's young
go back to Madrid.
Quality, yeah. Oh, he's going to be a baller over there. There's young quality players who are getting the game time. So I make you right. He's in a good place, but he's more than good enough to play. So it's a shame, but I get it. I do get it.
And with Ranieri, the one thing I would say is there's not too many, and these are things you'd expect of a young player. There's not been too many times he's been exposed to or I've been exposed to seeing him consistently performing over 90 minutes. Granted, he hasn't always started games. Leicester away comes to mind. That was one of the games where that's what man need to see from you to get in. Because let's be honest, every manager's got favorites. And I'm not accusing Arteta of anything, but every manager's got favorites. Everybody does certain things. Eze, you need to do a madness to get into Odegaard's role. Trossard is bad news for you in the sense that you probably would have got in off that left, whether you're a left winger or not. I think you take that over not playing. There's just certain things man have to do. Gyökeres, you need to be bagging bare goals. And to be honest, that's not happening. So Kai Havertz, Merino, these lot need to come back in the side. I must admit, Jesus, I'm not really sure between you and Gyokeres. Obviously, I'm not expecting you to know this guy, but apparently Arsenal and AC Milan have made phone inquiries about centre-back Romeo Ritter, 17. The player has a contract at Dortmund until 2027, but it's unclear if he'll extend his deal. How important is it for us to look for stars of tomorrow, potentially with resale value, or to potentially progress to the first team?
Yeah, you're right, DG. I'm not going to pretend to say I've heard of this player. But I mean, his name's similar to mine, so I'm going to give him some time. Big up Ritter. But look, he's got the captain's armband on. He's playing for Dortmund. He's going to be a decent player, isn't he? He's going to be decent. And like you say, it's important we're going after young players. I don't know if you've seen reports. I think it's Igor Tyjon from Blackburn Rovers, striker.
Yeah. The 17-year-old.
Yeah, and it looks like we're going to be getting him for about $1 million or $2
million. We've got them Ecuadorian youths coming in now.
We got to talk about them one day. The Quintero twins. I
They
forgot
look
about
sick, you
them.
know. We got a Tranquillo with them, but they look cold.
In
They look cold. Like
it,
Holger and Edward, they look cold.
they
Something's
look.
wrong if they don't bust through, man.
What are they? 16.
Yeah, like 15, 16. They can't join us till they're 18, in it. So there's
Yeah.
that. We got Irish. You know what? I forgot his name. It's like Victor Ozanuva or something. I
Yeah,
don't
and he's
know if
from
he's gonna
Shamrock
bust into.
Rovers.
Exactly. I don't know if he's gonna bust into the first team, but I'm looking at his one in particular because you're playing, like you said there, you're playing first team football for Shamrock Rovers. I don't think surely under 21s football is a step backwards. Like you probably of all of these young players for men's football, you're probably the most ready. So are you
Yeah.
gonna stay at Arsenal and be one of them half in the first team, half in the 21s? Are we gonna put you on loan and accelerate
Yeah.
your team and
Yeah.
maybe make a profit, or you bust into the first team? I don't know, but it's about time, man, because we've sat back too much with our
Yeah.
academy and sourcing talents, especially because we ain't got City money or Chelsea money. We obviously got money, but the more profits we can make, the more you might see a rise, or we might buy a Saka that's at another club in terms of the stature in the game and all that kind of stuff. But
Well, DG, you think in our current team, out of like players that we signed with an eye on them playing for the first team, Saliba and Martinelli are probably the only two that we invested in at a young age, and they've gone on to play in the first team. So I make you right. You look at Chelsea.
Right.
United are quite good at it, but they seem to always sell the best ones they sign. I don't know what United are doing over there. City, Lavia, they bought in. Morgan Rogers, they bought in. They're always looking for the local talent.
And
Even
that Heskey brother's good as well. Well, both the Heskies, but Regan Heskey's on the bench. Ironically, if I was Dortmund, I'd have a conversation about him. They had Gittins as well. Obviously, now rocked up at Chelsea.
No, it's good. And also, like, you see the thing with Arsenal and our youth academy. I feel like it's such a big part of the club. And I know we produce a lot of homegrown talent that go on and play elsewhere. You look at Dan Ballard, even the likes of Isaac Hayden, Maitland Niles. We do produce a lot of good local talent. Yeah, exactly. Even Patino playing in Spain. But let's go and get some foreign youngsters and blood them into Arsenal.
The wavy Football Manager ones.
Come on, you know when you put the scouting minimum potential 3.5.
When they bring you that, there's nothing better in Football Manager than when they bring you that lit regen. Like, do you ever bring them in? Yeah, and you plan to have them in the academy and that, but it might be pre-season or whatever. They take their charts and you're like, yeah, you're my one. That's why, to be fair, I understand. Like with Wanyeri, you're in the first team, but you're not really in the squad, but you're in and about. Playing Football Manager, I get why managers do things like that, because sometimes you want to keep couple man close to the squad.
And you know they're not quite ready. That decision making's not quite at the level that you want. You know,
you're just waiting for the right opportunity to bust them. Really?
Yeah. I've been there. Oh, have you got the new FM on a little side note?
It is shit, man.
I've not got it yet. I'm a bit like I'm still playing FM 24. But
do you know what it is about it? I can't lie. The game engine's great. Like when you're actually watching, it's almost FIFA-y. That kind of thing's great. The interface, they've made it too complicated. Yeah. For the weight we had, and obviously the expectation going into, like, because we missed out on a year. I'm not a fan yet, man. I need to get back to streaming it on Twitch. People, make sure you're following on Twitch. But
make sure
they're losing me still. I think 25 is better. Like if you still got the previous edition, I want to go back to that, man.
Yeah, I'm still playing the DG. I ain't got the new one yet. Because, like you said, my boy's got it. I looked at it. I was like, this don't look right, man. I'm not wasting my money on that. And you've just pushed me further away.
It don't look it. Nah, man. It ain't got a fan in me. What do you make of this? This could be nonsense, but apparently Arsenal have reportedly submitted an inquiry over a potential deal for Bradley Barcola, people. He's consistently been linked with a move away. Chelsea and Liverpool are also keen. What do you make of him? He's got 2.5 years left on his deal. Do you think he's a level raiser? Are you a fan of him? Do you want him? Where's your headspace at with that?
Now, exciting player, DG. And I was lucky enough to, with TalkSpot, I went to PSG Villa and PSG Arsenal last year. One player that stuck out for me was Doué. I nearly said so.
Should have got him at Rennes.
You see him. It's like he's in FIFA when he plays football. The way he moves is insane. Kvaratskhelia and Barcola, them three are frightening. You see Barcola, yeah, his speed is like, I've not really seen many players run with the ball that well, and he's not like and big up Theo Walcott, love him, but you know when Walcott used to run with the ball, he was quicker than the ball. Like Barcola sort of knows he's not that techie, So he'll knock it a bit, but he's going to get there in the next half a second. So he always allows himself the space to not overrun the ball, if you know what I mean. The only
What do you
issue
make of
with
his end product though as well?
What's that? Sorry.
Now I was gonna say on top of that, like, what do you make of his end product? Because that's the one that for me,
Well,
I'm like, ooh.
This is what I was going to say, DG. So everything up until that point of the end product is clean, and that's what worries me. Is he going to be too similar to Martinelli, where he can do a lot of the stuff before, and then he gets like Martinelli done. I think he got past Bradley and Sabozla on the line where he like flicked it over them, and then tried playing a pass to Lewis Skelly in behind, and it just went out for a goal kick. Like, I just worry if Barcola has the finesse to break down low blocks. I think he's a player that thrives on space. He's technical, but he's not. He's no Kvaratskhelia or Doué. He's a very
That's the kind
different
of man we need, man. Especially heavy on the Kvaratskhelia.
bro. And the Napoli scout you mentioned, he's the one who spotted Kvaratskhelia playing in Georgia.
Gotta get your hustle on, boys.
So and listen, Barcola, someone in the chat shouts out Insomniac. He said Barcola misses chances. He does. He's got the potential to be a frustrating player. And I saw someone on Twitter compare him to Gervinho. Now you're a bit of
he's way better than Gervinho. They're boying it.
You're bro, I'm just a messenger, bro. Don't shoot the messenger.
They're boying it. They're boying. It could only be. I don't know. His hairline looks decent to me, and his plaits look good. That could be the only comparison. I don't know, man.
Hey, but Gervinho was shelling it in Liga, won the league in Liga, in that Eden Hazard, Moussa Sow team. He was part of that front three that won the league with Lille. And Barcola, listen, he's in the French league. People talk about Gyokeres, Liga Nos tax. Is there League R tax? I don't know. But if Barcola comes in, I'll be gassed. I'm not going to lie. But Trossard or Martinelli have to go. One of them has to go at that point.
You're right, you know. You're actually right in that regard. Have you seen much of Yan Diomande of RB Leipzig?
Ivorian, yeah. Slapping it up at AFCON right now. You know what? What is he, 20?
Literally, he just got to Germany as well. Had an interesting career from America to Spain. He's there. Apparently, we're looking at him for the summer. They're pricing him out of a move at the moment.
Bro, he's 19, yeah. I've just searched him. You're right. I was reading up on him the other day. He has had an interesting journey, hasn't he, to get to where he is. I think sort of what you were saying about signing the best young foreign talent, maybe sign him and loan him back to Leipzig. A classic Berta deal. Maybe say, look,
they're asking for.
What's it saying? He's worth 25 mil. Listen, give him
35, 120 million euros. Where'd you get 25 from?
120.
God, you see 120. Where did you get 25 million?
No, as you scroll down, I see this 25 mil. I was thinking,
and you got Barca, Bayern, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, Paris Saint-Germain, allegedly, Real Madrid, Tottenham Hotspur, as well as Arsenal, all keeping tabs.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Young guy, mad. They're 100%, and they're saying 100 million now. So if we don't know Leipzig, they're difficult. But if we say they're saying 100 million in Jan, and they might be a bit more easier, we're looking at about maybe 70, maybe kind of in the summer.
Well, bro, you saw what they were like with Sesko. They don't budge, bro.
Exactly. All them German clubs are kind of difficult because Frankfurt may make things difficult as well. To be fair, for when you try to buy their players. Yeah, they made it difficult. Them German clubs don't play games, man. They actually do not play games. I wouldn't be against. Would you rather this guy or Barcola? Gunchad, you got to pick one.
I'll take Diomande.
Any reason why?
Something exciting about him. 19, hungry, different age. Barcola's similar age to Martinelli. If you bring Diomande in, maybe you can keep Martinelli and Trossard, and you can sort of get rid of Jesus. This Diomande, he's not short. He's quite tall. I think he could play down the middle. A few of his goals for Leipzig have come from central areas. I think he's a bit more technically astute than Barcola. Diomande looks like a baller. I can't lie. I need to watch more of him, but he excites me more. Who are you picking?
I'll make you right. I'd go with Diomande, and it's mainly because I know more about Barcola and I'm more intrigued with Diomande. I just wonder if you're him, obviously, you know, all them European teams interested in you and playing in these various leagues, that's going to make your head turn, and you might want to do it. Obviously, you might want to stay at your current employers, but they're seeing the green profit, keeping it moving. I just wonder, a man's gone from America, because I think he played college football and that. He's had a great story. I think he's gone from America to Spain to Germany Like, I've always think sometimes young players, you got to settle down a bit, like get a bit of roots, calm down, maybe a year or two, just with a bit of stability, and then move. I don't know if he'll be up for that, you know, because obviously financially, you can get generational wealth when you got Man United and this one into you. I just wonder. But because I know less about Diamande, I'd rather him. I'm a big fan of Bacola, and I'm happy when we spoke about him, you said it, because I do think he's better than Martinelli, but you'd have those same pulling out your hair and whatnot. And I feel like we sign too many attackers and we use this 2-letter word, if. And it's not that I'm wrong. It's just there's too much if business, especially with the attack. And I think the way we're moving and going to, now we need people who we know what we're getting from. Respectfully to Madueke, but to paint the picture, if you can get goals from Madueke, if Martinelli can sort his decision, if Eze's the penny can drop, if Trossard's form continues, if we do X, Y, Z for Gyokeres, I'm not on it. Like, I need a couple man that, regardless of the conditions, you're bagging. Saka, you're historically one of those. Salah, historically one of those. Haaland does that. If we've got people that it doesn't really matter the weather and whatnot, it's Rice in midfield and it's our defense. And I think for us to get to the next level, we need to be able to honestly say Saka's getting double figures. Striker's doing this. You're doing that. You're doing this. And until we do that, I think we're always going to be at this kind of weird little level, Rums, man.
DG, they tried to kill me because I was saying I don't really want Madueke. And I'm glad this is why I like you, because you're just realistic. If, I don't want to hear if. I don't want if, buts, maybes. I want absolutes. Shouts out to James, bruv. Like, it
exactly.
It's too much ifs. If like, I just don't know, man. Hey, whilst we're here, Kiptu, I know he was a bit rude to you earlier, but he's
cool, man. No, he's not. He weren't rude, man. He just needs to tranquilo, but go on.
Yeah, tranquilo. He's brought up Wolves' Mateus Mane. Tell me you seen him in recent
young G.
Yeah, with the little dreads.
Bring him. Because loan him out. Let him go back for Wolves on loan for a year. Bring him.
Do you see his goal against Everton, bro?
I like the way he plays, man. Some man just play. You can tell he's been playing like that his whole life, like in the cages or wherever. Like, bring him.
DG, I know you play Sunday League and that, and you play Saturday football. Bruv, growing up, I don't know what you think of this. You know, when you see certain man make it, and you're like, well, if he's made it, he must be sick. This Mateus Mane, he plays how I expect most professional footballers to play. Touches clean, finishes clean, quick. Like, he just looks like a natural baller.
And he's mad on it as well. Like, he's fearless. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just playing football, bro. Win, lose, or draw. I'm trying the thing. Like, bring him. They signed him.
Like,
you know, Rochdale have a couple of decent kids that always get poached and whatnot.
Is that where he come from?
Yeah, they obviously went from Rochdale to Wolves, and he probably won't be at Wolves long. And Leicester even got that kid. What's that kid? He keeps starting week in, week
out. Oh, no, who you are.
For the life of me, I can't remember his name, man. I can't remember. I think he almost went City, but you know what I'm talking about, innit?
Yeah.
There's talent everywhere, man. You can buy these players because you know what? Yeah, I'm not saying it'll be the case with the Leicester kid or the Wolves that we're talking about, but these guys, I look at them like Eze and Elise, like, and Wharton, like there's talent in the Championship. You never know. You get low, you sell high. If it don't bang, it doesn't bang, and if it bangs,
Jeremy Monga,
70 plus million now when the time comes.
Jeremy Monga,
yeah, baller,
16,
baller. Buy him and let him stay at Leicester.
Bro, I've not seen much of him. Is he good? Yeah,
he's cold, man. I just don't know how much they're gonna ask for him, and I don't know if I'm him. Obviously, I think Arsenal are on you, City are on you, Liverpool are on you, United are on you. Obviously, there's very few 16, 17-year-olds that are playing in the Championship. It's not guaranteed you're going to be playing week in, week out for these clubs. So I don't know if it's a thing where you just do your job, earn your chops. The move will happen when it's time and whatnot. Because I do believe that, Roms, in the modern day, any 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old that plays 2 minutes, literally 2 minutes, there's this rush to move and you're bought for 50-odd million. And then you're just stockpiled in it rather than if you just like what Bellingham did. I'm sure Bellingham was at Birmingham with the greatest of respect. For me, he was probably 13 or even younger. The big boys have probably all tried to buy him. Stayed at Birmingham, done his thing. Birmingham, obviously, Alex Ferguson tried to tempt him to United. Dortmund, do your thing. You're at Real Madrid now. Sometimes I think you just got to box smartly in this thing. And I think a lot of people don't. I understand it, but
I agree.
What else we got? That's irrelevant. Would you take a chance on Vinicius Jr.? Apparently Chelsea about internal discussions. I know I'm dreaming.
No. Even if it's not a dream, keep him away, bruv. I do not. That guy's so toxic, DG. I don't even think he's that good, bruv. You might shoot me down here, and I say this to my boys all the time. He's the Brazilian Anthony Gordon, bro. Like he's better than Anthony. Nah, DG. He's better than Anthony Gordon, but he's not like what are we? I don't know, man. Maybe I've just got mad, bruv.
But we need some bastards, though. Don't you think we got too much nice guys at this team? Don't we need some bastards?
Nah, I proper don't rate Vinny, man. I think, like, do you see him?
I don't rate him in a Brazil shirt
yesterday.
I don't rate him in a Brazil shirt because he's don't really turn up for Brazil. But Madrid does his thing,
bro. For me, does he? I don't think he scored for Madrid for like over 10 games or something. I saw some stat yesterday.
Do you rate Rodrigo above him?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I think Rodrigo is arguably. Oh, DG.
Take over. Because I was with you. I thought you was making some fair statements. I'm sorry, you can't rate Rodrigo over him, man. He might not. If he's not it, Rodrigo's not it, man.
Nah, DG.
And I love them both.
Vinny, you're gonna see. We're gonna have this chat in a few months. You're gonna be like, you know what, Roms? I see Vinny for what the baggage isn't worth the talent. It's not.
I hear that. No, I hear that. I hear that. That's fair.
I don't think
he's a bit of a diva.
I think because he's Brazilian, his name's Vinny Jr. It's a nice name. Bro, I just don't rate. Like, even when he was saying he should have won the Ballon d'Or, I don't think he should have won the Ballon d'Or. I thought Jude had.
He's capping with that.
I thought Jude had a better season than him. I was thinking, why is Real Madrid pushing Vinny? Jude's the one you should push. Like, I don't know. I'm not having that guy, man. I'm just not having him, bro. Honestly. It's not personal, Vinny, if you're watching.
It's just business, man. Obviously, I got to jump on another stream, so we're going to lock this off, man. But Roms, it's always been a pleasure. You know what? You made me feel a lot better about the result, or just, again, not even the result, the performance, man, because I think we're both aligned that the performance weren't quite there. Last question I will ask you, though, before I let you get out of here. Are you still confident of Arsenal winning the league? Where's your headspace at now? Make sure you're following Romario as well, people. Everything.
Hey, big up Rob. What a guy.
Rob is a serious man. Best guitarist in the world.
Yeah, I need to hear some of them songs, man. Let me know,
trust.
bro.
I follow him on Instagram. I see the guitar. He was fixing the guitar the other day. Big up the mods, man.
Yeah, Rob, you're a real one, man. But yeah, listen. Benty told me not to flip in, say we're going to win the league, DG. He did tell me. He advised me not to, and then we went and drew. So I'm still confident, DG. I'm still confident. I'm not going to sit here and say we're definitely going to win it, because yesterday, for me, was a huge opportunity to just be like, you know what, you lot ain't got nothing on us. Like, we're just winning this league. But I'll be very surprised if we don't win it. That's what I'll say. What do you reckon? You're not looking like a confident man over there, bruv.
Because I think, again, I say the same thing every week. I think the only people that can stop Arsenal is ourselves. That's not to draw out and say we're the biggest and baddest. I think sometimes we're our best friends, sometimes we're our worst enemies. Yeah. I think we have raised the standard because a draw feels like an L. I'm not even one that takes much stock in being 6 or 8 or whatever many points. But I do think there's been warning signs that if we don't adhere to, we need to improve. And one thing I would say, you got 4 opportunities for silverware. Make sure you forward back to the Emirates with one of them. I don't. It's
one of them, or one
more,
of 2,
or more. One as a minimum, or more. Like, don't end silverwareless in it. Don't win silverwareless in it. Don't end the season silverwareless. Simple as that.
But are you happy with just the Carabao Cup? You're not.
I'm not happy with that, but some fans would have to be happy with that, because some people that were doing a trophy is just a trophy, and when City and Palace and them lot were winning, by their own logic and equality, they need to be easy. If it's not the champs or the Prem, I'm not really interested. Of course, Prem, champs, FA Cup, League Cup, but as I'm saying, there's 4 opportunities. Rise up 1 at the very minimum. Trophy list is unforgivable. A trophy is the minimum. A Prem or the champs is an absolute dream, and I think it's achievable. Like, we're in a fight. We've never been closer than we have now. You've been bruised 3 times in a row. I don't know where you turn if you don't win a league. You just need to calm down and just take it game by game and take the warning signs, because there's other worlds where you could have lost yesterday, but you didn't. So let's get everybody fit. Let's get back on it. And I think some Arsenal fans are quite fickle. I think there's many balanced fans that are positive or negative about the Prem, but I think there's fans that live in la la land, in it. Like, there's some that prior to the result against Liverpool, we're going to win even the Tour de France. Nobody can stop us. You one little L, not even an L. I keep saying L. It feels like an L. One little bump on the road. Oh, we're rubbish now. It is what it is. Everybody just keep their heads. A week is a long time. We're not going to be at the Emirates for a minute. We just need to move forward, man. If this could be a great way to end it. Big up, K. If you had to choose Champions League or Prem, I know mine. Champs. Put the champs in the bag. For me as a fan, for the players, I'd say Prem. For me as a fan, put my Champions League in the bag. Put it in the bag. Even if you offer me 5 Prems and 1 champs, I'm going with the 1 champs. Put my Champions League in the bag. I need that. I can't die about that.
Now, big up, K. Hey, DG, you make me laugh, bruv. I know you're itching for them jug ears. I hear it. It's because you've seen the Prem. You've seen the Prem.
I've seen that.
For me, I need that Prem, G. I need that Prem. I've sat at home and watched one too many Premier League years.
And I've also heard that.
I convinced myself, maybe we'll win it, even though I know we don't win it in the end. 2007-8, when Fabregas and Adebayor was going crazy, then we fell off. I think 10-11, when Van Persie started going again and Fabregas was in there. Alexis Sanchez, was it 15-16? When we had a good start to the year, then we just fell off. I need a league title, bro. I love the Champions League. It is something we need to get in the bag. But listen, if you win your own league, especially the Premier League, big statement.
You're right. But for me, it's like there's a nightclub. The Champions League is the nightclub. Arsenal Football Club have been going for years. And you've been going there. You've been one of the participants. And you've got no girls. I'm not on that no more. Like, we're next to Dynamo Kiev and them, respectfully, and them, man. And life has been a humbling experience, because with the greatest of respect, man, seen PSG pattern up and win, City pattern up and win. You know, I've seen, I don't want to say it, but we've gone to the same amount of Champions League finals as them lot down the road. Chelsea, I've seen them win it on a Bandulu team twice. Big up Liverpool.
They won it twice.
Liverpool have always had a fantastic heritage in Europe, innit? I've seen them come from 3 goals down and win a final. When am I going to get my fucking fairy tale, blood? And I know I'm not going to get that. So I know we need to be absolutely perfect. This is why I'm so critical of Arsenal. Put the champs or the Prem in the bag. I'm happy either way. But yeah, man. Rums, you got any content to come out today?
Well, I'm gonna be looking back at the Liverpool game probably tomorrow. It's my sister's 18th birthday, man. So I got
birthday, sis.
Yeah, big up my little sis Ange, man. So you know, family life and that. So yeah, content coming though this weekend. I'm gonna be looking at Saka. And just doing a little deep dive into what's happened with him. So subscribe to the channel. Yeah, and we'll see you over there, people. Big up DJ as usual. Always.
Nah, man, you're part of the crew, part of the family. It's a pleasure to have you here. Make sure you're following Romario. People, we're heading over to Rancy's stream right now. I've overran. I gotta go run over there. So yeah, man, and obviously AFCON watch along later. But yeah, man, Arsenal, we just gotta keep going in it. Like Ramsey made me feel a lot better about Arsenal. And now it's sinking in that it's dead in it. But yeah, everyone stay safe, stay blessed. Peace. Come on.